Hello everyone, this is Beth Castellini with Lizzie Stamps, and today I wanted to show you another great card using a new bundle that we have in the catalog. What's great about this card is it just uses a quarter sheet of an 8.5 by 11, so you can make 4 quick cards using this set. So it's called the Pocket Thoughts card. First, let me show you how cute this is, how it pops out. I just love it. And I'm going to show you the set right here, Pocket Thoughts, and it's found on page 62 of the new annual catalog. As you can see, there are different sizes of the pockets. So you have this one right here, which we'll be using today, and then a middle one, and then a smaller one. And it cuts out, and it also gives you the score line as well. So it's quite easy and fun to use. I do love the cute little sayings, and I do love the images. So it could be congratulations. It could also be for graduation, for wedding, and for birthday. So I'm going to show you, like I said, there are 3 dies that come with this, and as I said, that it does cut around, and it also does score for you, and it even gives you the little half circle, so it's easy to do for the pop-up. Okay, this is a clear photopolymer stamp set. I'm going to show you exactly what the measurements are for the card. So the first piece you need right here is a quarter piece of a 8.5 by 11, and this is 4 1/4 by 5.5. So it's not going to be an open and closed card. This is just going to be your card base. The next color you're going to need is Bubble Bath, and this is cut at 4 1/2 by 5.5 because that's going to be the size you need to cut out with your die. Okay? Then you have a sheet of our Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper, which carried over from the last catalog. And I just love the bright colors that are in this. There is a slew of colors, so you could choose any card base or any pot for your pocket, any one of these wonderful colors. So you have Bubble Bath, you have Berry Burst, Misty Moonlight, you have Azure Afternoon, Balmy Blue, I think, and then you've got the greens, you got Mossy Meadow, Soft Sea Foam, and then you've got Garden Green, and you've Lemon Lime Twist, and then you've got Lemon Lolly. So a lot of different colors. So I had a bunch of the 6x6 pieces for my card club members, and they were able to choose what piece they wanted. And so I'm going to be using this piece today. Then you're also going to need a piece of 3 5/8 by 4 7/8 piece of basic white. And then you're also going to need a scrap piece to stamp the birthday cake. And this is fussy cut out. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to be using the Bubble Bath, and the first thing I want to do, I'm going to be using Versamark. Versamark is not only used for heat embossing, but it also is a good way to use stamps to give a background. What it does is it brings out the color of the paper. So I'm just going to show you real quick on how we do that. I wanted something subtle. I could have used Bubble Bath and stamped off and did it that way, but I thought the Versamark just gave a nice subtleness. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that. So I'm just doing random. There we go. I don't need that many, but as you can see, I hope you can see, and as the Versamark dries, it does continue to bring out the color of the paper. Okay, so we're done with that one. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take my scrap piece while we're letting that dry a little bit. And I'm going to use Versamark because we are using stamping blends. I'm sorry, I'm using Memento black ink. And I'm just going to stamp right there. There we go. Nice image. All right, so we've done that already. I'm going to make sure I clean it off with my Simply Chamois. As you know, my Simply Chamois gets very dirty, but I clean it once a week, but it still works. So it gets a nice clean. So there's another image in the stamp set, and it's just the ice cream swirl. And so we're going to stamp that in Lemon Lime Twist. Okay, so I'm just going to ink it up, and then I'm just going to layer right on top. And you're going to see, once it's stamped, you're going to notice there's some white space in between the swirl. And the fun thing is we could add any kind of color, but I'm going to be using Berry Burst. And so I'm going to be using the brush tip because I feel like it gives a little bit more forgiveness of the lines, and you have just that little nib to get the very corners. But see how I'm pulling in a color that's basically the twist of the ice cream. And I'm just going to fill in every white space I see. I think this is so fun because when you see it put all together, it really is a lot of fun. So I'm going ahead and I'm just finishing that. And if it goes outside the white space, that's totally fine. You can add as much or as little as you want to. There we go. Okay. One more little one right there. All right. So now that we're finished with that, I'm going to take a Jour Afternoon stamping blend. This one is the light one. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to color in the paper of the cupcake. Okay, then the next we're going to do is we're going to fussy cut it out. And fussy cutting, I know a lot of people don't like it. I always start from the right side. I'm left-handed, but I also want to have a little bit of a white edge when I'm doing this. Here you go. And go around, and you're moving the paper. See how I'm moving the paper? Not necessarily the scissors. The scissors are cutting, but I'm using the paper to guide me around the image that you want to cut out. And having a little bit of white space just gives it a little bit more of your image that you stamped and colored. It just makes it pop a little bit more, just having that little white edge. So some people are very intimidated, but if you practice, then it becomes a lot easier, and then you become a pro. So it didn't take me too long. There we go. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the big shot, but we're going to go ahead and lay down our piece of 4.5 by 5.5 bubble bath. And it just fits perfectly. And it's so easy to run through. Okay, there we go. All right, so now you're going to see that there's a crease, okay? Just like when we fold our card, you're going to have the valley and then you'll have the mountain part. So the first thing I like to do is I just like to take the crease, and then I'm going to take my bone folder and just flatten it out even more. And you'll be able to see the crease to fold it. Just like that. And then the last one. Okay. I find that using tear and tape is going to be really helpful with this. Tear and tape is a stronger adhesive, especially when you're doing pocket cards like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and sort of measure just by eyeballing it. And I'm going to put one piece down here. And then I'm going to take my bone folder because I want to make sure that I'm adhering that tape to the card. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to adhere the card together. All right, and then before I glue on. So here I've got my berry burst. This is going to be my card base, and then I have my layer. So I'm going to go ahead and use some liquid glue. Liquid glue is just the go-to that I use. It's just easy. It's also great if you don't actually layer it on correctly. You have a few seconds to move it the way you want to. So I'm not necessarily pressing down so hard until I have it all. So I'm going to go ahead and just spread that glue. There we go. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to layer. Oh, before that, I forgot one thing. I want to stamp the happy birthday right here in the corner, as you can see in this card. And it's easier to do it before you mount the pocket card, the pocket. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp. There we go. Happy birthday. We love that. Okay. Now we can put it together. So I find the easiest way is I'm taking my pick tool. On this side, I have my spatula, and this side, I have my pokey tool. I'm going to be using my pokey tool. And the pokey tool really helps you pick up the edge of the tear and tape top and there. So this is the sticky part that's still on there. And I'm going to do one more. So now we're ready to put the card together. See how easy? That take your pick tool is so awesome. So I'm going to fold these back in. But using this bottom one as a guide, I'm coming down probably about 1/4 of an inch down. And then I just lay this right on top. And it comes together so nicely. And go ahead and use my bone folder. There we go. Okay. Look how cool that is. I just love the colors popping out along the edges. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a dimensional. I'm going to do several of them, and I'm going to turn it over and then pop it up right next to the happy birthday. There we go. You could, if you wanted to, and you know me, I'm a Wink Stella fan. I could go in here and just do some of the swirls. I'm not going to do all of them, but you've got some sparkle. Of course, we all love sparkle on our cards. And the Wink Stella pen is nice because you can use as much or as little as you want to. Some of my card club members colored the whole top of the ice cream, and some just did the little swirls. So now we're going to add some of our embellishments, and these are new. These are called the iridescent faceted gems. And the reason I did this is because look how it shines. The shines are so, look at this, but it shows all the different colors. So I'm going to take my take your pick tool, and I'm using the side with the putty because that's going to help me easily pull off the gem and add it to my card. Look how easy that is. You push down on the gem, pick up, and place it there. And then put one there. Okay, so that part is done. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to use the inside of the card, decorate it, and then we will get it ready to pop up. Okay, So I'm going to be using, with my basic white, remember it's 3 5/8, 5, 4 7/8, and then I'm going to be adding Lots of Love. And I'm just going to be placing it right here in the middle. Okay? Then I have this cute little stamp that I love. It could be Jimmy's. You know what Jimmy's are that you put on your ice cream. So it's very small. It just has 3 little Jimmy's on it. But I thought this was cute because it sort of is like a corner. See how it's showing a little bit of fun on each end. I think that's just so cute. All right, so that is done. We've done up all our stamping. And now for the fun part. So I have 2 pieces. I have a piece of about a 3.5-inch piece of our new striped ribbon, striped trim ribbon. Again, this is an iridescent and it's really pretty. So again, it's going to bring out all the colors. I'm also going to be using, this is a retired Stampin' Up stapler, but I love, this is fun to use when you have a pull-up card. And all I'm going to do is take the bottom tail of either side and wrap it and put it over the middle of the card. And then I'm going to take my stapler and I'm going to staple that together. Okay, there you go. And you might say, well, why? I don't necessarily want to show the staple. So the best thing is to cover that staple, and I've made a bow already. And I'm just going to make it have the tails down just a little bit. And I'm just going to press onto my glue dot. See the glue dot right there? I'm just going to press my ribbon onto the glue dot, lift it up. So now the glue dot is on there. And I'm just going to cover the stapler so you can't even see it. Isn't that great? All right, so let's go ahead and put the card in. So it slides in all the way down. There you go. And I just want to have that ribbon showing. So isn't that so cute? So easy to do, so much fun. Here are the 2 cards together. You really need, you really need to give this a try. I think there's just so many possibilities. So if you're interested in a catalog, go ahead and DM me. And also, if you have not followed me on YouTube, I would love for you to follow me on YouTube, become a subscriber, because I am putting a lot of nice, fun videos on there with different techniques. And so I think this is just a lot of fun, and I hope you all give it a try and have a great day. And most of all, happy stamping.